terrify you, or make you question everything. If that sounds cool to you, then keep watching. But just remember, we warned you. Prepare yourselves, because we're here to present a strange theory. The theory that the world actually ended in 2012. Wait, stop right there. You want to know what that even means? Because how could the world have ended? We're all sitting here watching smart banana videos on our laptops and phones, right? Clearly the world hasn't ended. Or has it? Let's back up. All the way back to 2012, because some interesting things happened that year. You may remember it as the year that the Mayan calendar just ended. You know what we're talking about, right? Of course you do. There were like a million TV shows and articles and videos about the Mayan calendar ending in 2012, and how that meant that the world was going to end too. Also, 2012 was the year that scientists at CERN, that's the European Organization for Nuclear Research, and yes, the acronym doesn't work in English, but it does in French, finally located the Higgs boson particle. The what and the what now? Use your memory, friends. This was the particle that Stephen Hawking, smartest guy amongst smart guys, predicted could destroy the universe. Or specifically, cause the universe to undergo a catastrophic vacuum decay. End of the universe, anyway. Okay, so 2012 had the end of the Mayan calendar, and a particle that could literally end the universe, and we were messing around with it. So, what if those scientists actually did mess things up? What if we were sucked into a black hole and we just didn't really realize it and have been living inside it since then? It sounds bonkers, right? Except some physicists believe that it's actually possible. Black holes, you see, are the corpses of huge, giant stars. When one of these stars run out of fuel, its core collapses, temperatures skyrocket to 100 billion degrees, atoms and electrons are smashed and shredded, and the gravitational pull is so strong that not even a beam of light can escape it. This is why it's called a black hole. And, fun fact, there's an enormous black hole in the center of most galaxies, the Milky Way included. So, no one knows what it's like to be inside a black hole, which of course means we might be inside one right now. How would you know? You wouldn't, and that's the point. Many people state that they feel like the world hasn't felt right since 2012. Of course, what right means can vary between person to person, but we can't really ignore the fact that there has been a lot of chaos, political, humanitarian, health, environmental chaos. These people think that it's possible that CERN destroy the universe as we know it, and we've all been moved to a parallel universe that's almost identical to our own. The multiverse theory, that there's more than one universe out there, is widely supported by a lot of scientists. And some people believe that there's proof, like Mandela effects. A Mandela effect is a shared false memory, which sounds weird, but is a true thing. The most famous one being that scores of people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s, when in fact he died in 2013 after getting out of prison and having a longer, happier life. There are many, many Mandela effects out there, little things or big things that scores of people remember differently than the truth of things, like where the Statue of Liberty is located, and whether or not people have ever been inside the torch, even though it's closed to the public. Maybe we remember them differently because they are different. Back in our other universe that we were forced to leave behind once we were sucked into a black hole created by the Higgs boson particle at CERN. In fact, not too long ago, on an internet chat room, someone logged in, claiming to be one of the 23 scientists at CERN, and he stated that the planet was, in fact, destroyed, and we were placed in a simulated world, like the Matrix, but with less black leather and kung fu moves and more approaching climate change. Just like the Mayans predicted. Oh, but also, it wasn't just the Mayans who predicted things would end in 2012. Though, to clarify, the Mayans didn't really either. Their calendar just ended then. Like Terence McKenna. Now, to be fair, he didn't say the world would end in 2012, but he did predict that there would be a reality rearranging event. How did he come about this prediction? Well, it's a bit complicated because he used the time wave zero formula, which mathematically decodes the King-Wen sequence of the I Ching into a graph that tracks the fractal patterns of history. This graph results in a singularity point of infinite complexity. Say what now? We know. Basically, it's like if you have a roll of tape wrapped in a spiral, but the roll of tape is actually time. And time goes around and round in the spiral in smaller and smaller and tighter loops until it runs out. Sort of like a black hole. Another guy who predicted the world would end in 2012 is Preston B. Nichols. He's a supposed whistleblower of time travel experiments that took place at the Montauk Air Force Base. Fun fact! Stranger Things and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind are loosely based on the experiments that took place at the Air Force Base. Anyway, Nichols said that they were never able to time travel past 2012 because they couldn't find anything past that point. There was like an abrupt wall. Oh, also, what's weird is he gave that interview in 2014, which is, as you know, 2 years past the 2012 end date. Creepy! So, yeah, maybe we're living inside a black hole, or in a simulation, or in another universe almost identical, but not quite, to our own. It may sound weird and bonkers and not make sense, but some scientists believe it could actually all be true. What do you think? If you